Mistakes that I made when I first started day trading and what I would do differently if I could go back in time. I'm gonna talk about it in this video. So admitting your mistakes, looking back at what you've done wrong, and figuring out what you can do better is always hard. It's hard as a human to be able to admit that you were wrong in the first place, and I was wrong about a couple different things when I first started day trading. I had really no clue what I was doing. First started, what was I doing? What was I thinking? Who in the world told me what I was doing? And I think about that and I'm like, man, I had really crazy ideas when I first started day trading. I really thought that I could make a lot of money right away. And that really played against me. So the idea right away that I was gonna get rich day trading was really a bad idea. And I think a lot of people have that issue. It's almost impossible to start day trading today and get rich tomorrow. Unless you're just the luckiest person in the world, I don't think it's possible. What would I do differently? If I go back in time, if I could tell myself, I would tell myself to not bet on ERs. If that makes any sense. So an ER is an earnings report, and I thought when I first started day trading that was a great way to make money. I could just bet on ERs, but it was basically gambling. There were stocks I would do research on. I'd be like, oh, this stock has a good ER coming. That earnings is gonna be amazing. So I would buy the stock before the ER. The ER would hit. I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought, wow, I have a really good plan here. And then all of a sudden, crash. The ER would come out, the stock would crash, and then I would be like, what did I do? So I would lose 30, 40% right away. And that really killed me. I tell people when you first start day trading, stay away from ERs, stay away from biotechs that have possible approvals or news coming. Just stay away from them. You know, day trade them a little bit, but do not bet on ERs. Do not bet on FDA approvals. Almost 99% of the time, you're going to lose on those kinds of bets. Another mistake that I made when I first started day trading was I traded Nugget. I traded the gold ETFs. I traded the volatility ETFs. I traded the oil ETFs, which was a bad idea. And people are like, well, why is it a bad idea? People do it every day. When you first start day trading, you don't understand what's going on with these ETFs. I still, to this day, I normally never trade the ETFs. Sometimes I'll trade TVIX, UVX, Y when the market's really crashing or something, but overall I stay away from those ETFs because there's just no way of telling what's going to happen. There's so many indicators, so many different variables that control those prices of those ETFs, and they move so fast up and down. It's really hard. The support doesn't matter. The resistance areas don't matter. It's so different, and I would just stay away from them. I would tell most new day traders to stay away from any kind of 3 times ETF. They are very volatile and very dangerous to blow up your account very quickly. So another issue that I had was I was buying way too many shares for my account size. A lot of times I would go all in on a stock. And I would think, oh, the stock's going up, I'm going all in. And I would literally go all in. I'd put $10,000 into one stock, and I'd basically hope and pray that it would go higher. And a lot of times it wouldn't go anywhere, or it would crash and I would lose. Another thing that I did is I would buy stocks before close with Robinhood. And back in the day, Robinhood, you weren't able to sell or buy after hours. So I would buy a stock, today with the goal of selling it tomorrow morning for a increase in price, right? Well, so it makes sense. Hey, that sounds like a good idea. But it was really dangerous. There was a lot of days where I would wake up, the stock would be up high in pre-market, and by the time the market actually opened, the stock would crash, and I wouldn't be able to sell for profit. I end up losing money. So make sure that if you are holding stocks overnight, that you're using a broker that allows you to trade pre-market and after hours. Because you never know with some of these stocks what's going to happen after hours or pre-market. If a stock starts crashing, you can't take profit. So make sure your broker allows you to trade after hours. Another mistake that I made when I first started trading was I tried to trade all day long. I wanted to make a lot of money, and I had the idea that, hey, if I could trade all day long, that would increase my chances of making money, right? So I would just spend from 9 o'clock till 4 o'clock trading all day long, and I'd make 100 trades. It sounds like a good idea, right? Well, I made a lot of trades. It increases my chances of making a big home run. Well, even if I broke even on every single trade, the commissions would kill me. And at the end of the day, I'd be like, man, I made $100, but my commissions are $300. So it never worked out. I think a lot of traders do that when they first start out. They have profits in the morning. They make money maybe on a couple stocks in the morning. And then by the end of the day, they keep trading, and their commissions keep racking up. Before they know it, they're paying more in commissions than their profit. So stay away from overtrading. Stay away from the idea that you need to trade all day long. Take the profit, walk away, set a goal. Set your goal low. I want to make $100 today. That's my goal for the day. If I make $100, I'm done. And do it. Make $100, be done. Walk away, take your profit, and go do something else. You don't need to trade all day long. So that's one of the big mistakes that I made when I first started day trading, was I traded all day long. So don't do it. Don't trade all day long. It's not a good idea. So another mistake that I made when I first started day trading was I had no understanding of the actual basics of day trading. I didn't understand support resistance. I didn't understand the different indicators on the chart. I was using a line chart on Robinhood and I had no idea what I was doing. So you need to learn the basics. Watch videos about the basics. There's tons of videos out there on YouTube, on Google. Just Google day trading basics. You can watch my playlist called the Day Trading Crash Course, which is gonna break down a lot of those basics, learn about the candlesticks, learn about what's going on with the stock market, and don't just look at a line. Looking at a line chart is probably the worst thing you can do when you don't have any idea of what's really going on. I didn't look at level 2. I didn't even know what level 2 was. Learned what level 2 was. I was like, wow, I didn't even know this was here. So I think I traded for about 6 months without even knowing there was a level 2. So once I learned about level 2, then it really opened up a whole different picture because then I had an idea of what the stock was doing. So really make sure you learn about the basics of day trading before you go and blow up your whole entire account. Don't put $20,000 into a stock and you don't even know how to buy or sell the stock. Don't do it. I see people, they're like, hey, I bought this stock, but now I can't sell. What's wrong? How do I sell? You gotta learn how to execute a trade before you start day trading. So make sure you focus on that. That was one of my big mistakes. Another big mistake that I had when I first started day trading was I did not cut my losses. I would get into a trade, say I bought it at $1, the stock started going down, I'd be like, well, I'll give it some time. And before you know it's at 80 cents. And then I'm like, I'll give it some time. And before you know it's at 60 cents. And then I was like, it's already down so low, I might as well give it a chance to come back up, right? Well, then it's at 40 cents. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And then finally I'd cut my loss and then the stock would go back up. The thing you need to focus on is really going into every single trade with a plan, having your stop loss ready, cutting your loss no matter what. Cutting your stop, just cutting, getting out of that stock no matter what. Even if the stock you think it might go higher later, just cut your loss. You can buy it back later if you want. Another mistake that I made when I first started day trading was I didn't understand my broker's rules. So if you're using a broker like SureTrader, make sure you understand all their fees, all their rules. They have different rules about margin, different rules about the end of the day margin. Make sure you understand all of those so those fees don't add up. And that way you're not like, wow, why did they do that to me? Why did they charge me that fee? People get mad because SureTrader charges them fees, but it's very simple. The rules are there. They tell you that you can only have 2-to-1 margin after 3:30, but so many people don't follow the rules. They don't understand the rules. They just start day trading and they don't have an idea of what they're doing. So learn your broker's rules. No matter which broker you have, understand the commissions, understand the fees, and understand the rules of that broker. That's very important when you first start out day trading. Another mistake that I had when I first started day trading was I did not short sell. I didn't understand how to short sell. I didn't really think it was a good idea because all I thought about was short selling was too dangerous. Short selling, there's an infinite loss possibility. So say if I short sell a stock at $2, it goes to $10, I could lose $8 per share, where if a stock goes down, I can only make $2 per share. So there's a lot bigger risk when you're short selling. But the thing with short selling is it's a great tool to use when you're day trading because there's going to be opportunities to short sell stocks that are crashing down, stocks that maybe you went long early in the morning, they start going lower, so then you go short. So when you learn more about day trading, you'll start to learn more about short selling. You'll learn about how short sellers work, how long bias traders work, and you combine those and you have an idea of, okay, I can go short, maybe I can go long, and it gives you more options. If you're only looking at stocks for the long possibility, you're gonna miss out on a lot of big moves that you could have made capitalizing on both different ways to play it. So a lot of stocks will go up really big and they'll crash down really big. So understanding short selling is a great tool, and then learning more about short selling when you first start out is a good idea. I'm not saying you should go and short sell every single stock that you see, but you'll learn over time what stocks have really good opportunities to short sell that are going lower, and the longer that you learn about that, the better. It's also good to understand the dynamics of how short sellers work and where short sellers might be in the stock and how that all dictates the price of the stock. So you kind of learn that there's another person out there who's also betting against the stock when you're betting that it might go higher, and you get an idea of how it all works. So kind of learn about short selling. So obviously I made a lot of mistakes when I first started learning how to day trade. I can't go back in time and change those mistakes now, but hopefully this video helps you guys understand some of those mistakes that I made and how you can stay away from those and how you can stop yourself from making those same mistakes that I did. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, help me help you, and I will talk to you guys later.